I feel like I need the opportunity to win a round.
Then I am willing to play for a mini crown.
Dorothy Burke.
Ben Kirk.
Kyle Canning. Crown, come to mama.
What would you have said for C? I was rigged. I'm telling you.
You take Hannah Martin's rock and bugger off to Summer Bay. Hello! I'm Ben.
And I'm Ben.
And we are the
Nathans.
How's tricks, Ben?
Very well, thank you. Although I am a little bit ashamed of the last time we met. The fact that I couldn't think of a single character that began with the letter C.
I know. And all of Twitter has been like shaming you.
I've been doing a little bit of homework. I've got a quick list I want to rattle off to you just to prove I do know my characters. Cheryl Stark. Yeah. We've got Caroline Alessi, Christina Alessi, Carmela Caminetti, Chloe Brennan, Connor O'Neill, Catherine O'Brien, Caitlin Atkins, Cameron Hudson, and the most obvious one, this is the one that shames me the most, Charlene.
Get out, get out. Oh my word.
Shame on you, and shame on you.
Just like you've got to live with those 2 defeats.
Listen, I'm sorry, but my 2 defeats do not even come close to your falling down at Cheryl Stark and not even remembering Charlene.
Well, I told you, I'm just no good at quickfire games. If you give me like the long, hard, I don't know what.
Disgusting!
Sorry, Dad.
Anyway,
for this episode, we are still going head to head, Ben.
Head to head.
We are debating who's the best. The Scullys.
Mwah.
Or the
Kennedys. I'm representing the Kennedys.
And
you...
I am Team Scully.
Oh, God.
Bring it on. Bring it on. 2 families, the Scullys versus the Kennedys. 2 Nabens.
Who wins? You decide.
Here's your lamp, Critton.
Careful. You see me flinging your stuff around?
I'm sick of this. Why can't I just do my own thing?
Because we're all helping each other.
It's called Happy Families.
Carl, Susan, Billy, Mal, and Libby. They arrived in 1994, and they have provided the show with 26 years worth of history. They are neighbours. You ask anyone who watches the show or who hasn't seen the show in a while, they always remember the Kennedys. Come on.
Okay, I'll give you that. I'll give you that they are iconic. Listen, there is no denying I love the Kennedys. I just think that, you know, these dudes are a bit better.
You'll have your moment. You'll have your moment, Ben. They were following the footsteps of the Willis family, so they had big shoes to fill. And at first they weren't very popular, but over time they've become the family that every viewer loves. You throw any story at them, whether it be funny, romantic, dramatic, silly, bizarre, and they own it and they sell it and you buy it. They've provided us with so many iconic moments. You've got the slap, you've got the kiss, you've got the amnesia, you've got all the disasters they've been involved in.
I wish I had amnesia over some of their stories. Come on, they've had a few duff ones as well, though.
Name one.
Finn bloody Kelly.
Why is that a duff storyline?
Okay. The story, well, it just went on and on forever, and
the payoff has been fantastic.
Literally hitting it. Oh.
Okay, I'll give you that, the payoff, but we had to go through a couple of months with Susan just boiling a kettle, not noticing the fact that Finn was like having a flashbacks right next to her of like push people off cliffs and lock people in boxes and...
Right, yeah, right. Her judgment might be a little bit off,
A little bit. That's saying something.
But that's the beauty of the Kennedys. They are flawed characters. People like to think of Susan.
Oh, she's got to be a laminate floor at the minute.
Susan is a flawed character, but that's why we love her, because we can relate. She's got her strengths and her weaknesses. And yes, one of her weaknesses is not recognizing when someone is a psychopath. Anyway, I'm telling you, the Kennedys are the best family that Neighbours has ever provided us. And long may they reign.
Michelle spewed.
Yep, but you know she always gets sick in the back.
She was the smallest.
Yeah,
There
right,
wasn't any-
Lauren.
Okay, Angel.
Oh, come inside and clean you up.
Hey, you two. Grab something.
I've got something.
Come on,
I've
grab
just driven all
something.
over town.
Yeah, we've all been driving all day. Oh, good, eh? Look at Scully's.
I'm here today to talk to you about my favourite Neighbours character, the Scullys. You have Lynn, queen of Ramsay Street, you know, the bouffant beauty that she was. Salt of the earth, matriarch of the Scully family, married to Joe, proper Aussie geezer, because Neighbours had been a bit bland before then, you know, it was all a bit middle class, whereas they came in, ta-ra to the Martins, who were, you know, they were part of the heritage clan of the Robinsons. Thinking bye-bye to and in come the Scullys. You had Stephanie, who was this tomboy. She was a bit unlike any of the other Neighbours characters who were all the typical blonde beauties. Then you did have the blonde beauty in Flick Scully. You know, she was kind of like your Annalise. And then Michelle, who kind of grew into more of a, because she was a bit annoying at first, but she grew. And that's the thing with the Scullys, they grew. Because at first, if you remember Lynn and Susan, when they first met, Lynn was calling Susan Suze, which Susan didn't like. I did. And they were a proper salt of the earth family. And then, of course, you had Valda. And we all remember Jack Scully.
Hang on.
Okay.
Jack Scully number 1 or Jack Scully number 2?
Number 2, because number 1, I don't remember because I was in America and, you know, we don't talk about
Oh, we don't talk about that period of Neighbours, do we?
some of the stories that they had, like, for example, when Lynn found out Valda was her mother, the postnatal depression storyline. Steph Scully, one of the greatest Neighbours characters ever.
I'm going to have to interrupt you there, Ben. Your time was up.
Well, the thing is, there's a lot to discuss about the Scullys.
I had 26 years of Kennedy history to try and squeeze into 90 seconds. One has to be the moment when Susan found out that Izzy was pregnant with Carl's baby.
Yes, that was a good one. I'll give you that one.
Yeah, and they had that classic street showdown.
I am not understanding. You are pathetic. You walk out of our marriage after 30 years because you want to be free. And within minutes, you're telling me you're going to be a daddy again. And then you have the nerve to thank me for taking it so well. Shut up and listen to me. I am not understanding. A couple of years ago, I wanted to have another baby, do you remember? And you said no. You said this was our time. Time to do what we wanted to do. Time to spoil ourselves, you said. Well, you have spoiled my life. You have destroyed my happiness. And I am not understanding. From now on, Carl, expect nothing from me but hatred. I hate you. I hate you and what you've done to me and my family. I will never, ever forgive you.
Classic moment.
Oh, I'll give you a good cat fight in the street. Lynn Scully and Rebecca Napier.
Oh, yes.
Rebecca in her wedding dress to Paul. Lynn rocks up and reveals that Paul never divorced her. And the next thing, they're going hell for leather like two Siamese cats on the street.
Do something! Get all of you, Lynn! You are you understand it? I am marrying Mommy, come!
All right, that's a great one. All right, so another classic Kennedy moment. Well, it's got to be the slap, hasn't it? You can't not talk about the Kennedys and not mention the slap. that was a moment that gripped a nation. Like, Neighbours had a bit of a resurgence in the UK in the late 90s, didn't it? With that Carl, Sarah, Susan storyline. And I remember I was at university at the time, and we poured into someone's dormitory room. We all sat on a single bed watching on a tiny little box TV, Susan have a showdown with Carl and slap him around the face.
Because back in those days, showdowns, they didn't really happen very often. Now they're 10 a penny. Everyone's having a good yarn with each other, you know. Whereas back then, there was always the over the fence Madge and Helen.
The trees are only 2 feet tall, you stupid woman!
Don't call me stupid, Jim Robbins, or I'll climb this fence and flatten you.
Oh, that'll be right, yes. Resort to violence when your argument's so full of holes you couldn't possibly convince anyone you're right.
I am right. You are wrong, Madge. You always have been, and you always will.
Yes, afternoon, oh, beautiful day.
Yeah, it would be if my neighbours moved to Thursday Island.
Anywhere would be preferable to living next door to you.
But at the end of the day, the actual hardcore, real fights, they didn't happen then.
No.
Yeah, I'm with you there, Ben. I'm with you.
Yeah. All right, over to you.
Ooh, I'm going to go with the Steph-Libby betrayal when Steph got knocked up by Dan, and then somehow Paul managed to get hold of a tape and played it in Charlie's bar, and that realisation on Libby Kennedy's face.
I'm pregnant. It's yours, Dad. You're the father. Libby? Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
So I know I'm swaying into like your territory at the minute, but that Kim Valentine, I mean, she's a phenomenal actress, you know.
Keep talking. Keep.
Carla Bonner is as well. They're both, you know, and one of the joys of them was their friendship, and it was very unique to have that kind of like female friendship. There was no bitchiness. It was a real true friendship, and I think the fans lapped that up. Do you remember when they were dancing on the bar top together in that?
Yeah.
They were just really there for each other. So when Steph had that fling with Dan, fell pregnant, totally pretending to be the father. So it just kind of evolved in that moment when Libby found out, and there was that confrontation again in the street with Lynn and Susan there as well, and just the two families breaking up. It was heartbreaking.
You are a cheap tramp. Libby! Libby!
Anyway, Ben, come on then. What's your third, Kennedy?
The Susan MS storyline.
Oh,
That.
how can I, Ben? You can't pull that one. That's like the big guns.
Yeah. That whole storyline, it was just mesmerising. And it was great that you had Libby there as well. So have Carl, Susan and Libby kind of deal with the diagnosis and all of Susan's symptoms at the time. That storyline was just incredible. I know you've got a favourite moment from that storyline. I'm going to pressure you to talk about it just so you can add more fuel to my fire.
I'm going to give you this, Ben. My Kennedy moment is when Susan is going for the brain scan and she is in the machine and she starts to have a panic attack, and she played it perfectly. It was just stunning, and I defy anyone to watch that and not feel emotional. The way she clung to Carl afterwards, oh my God. It was a true testimony to their relationship. Yeah, I'll give you that, Benji.
Sorry.
All right.
What am I going to do? What's going to happen?
How about I offer one to you as a peace offering? One of my favourite Scully memories is making mansions.
With Cindy Watts.
Yes.
I need a picture frame, okay?
Oh, well, there's a lovely little gift shop round at Anson's Corner. Velda, that's not exactly what I was looking for. Well, if his Ricky Martin poster's going to look...
I don't have a Ricky Martin poster. I have never had a Ricky Martin poster. Still rolling. What? I don't want people thinking I've got a Ricky Martin poster.
I can fix it up in the edit.
I don't have a Ricky Martin poster. This totally sucks.
It was just an absolute joy.
Yeah.
Every moment was TV gold.
Oh, it was, wasn't it? It was cracking. It was cracking. And I think that's, again, like we were talking about Jackie Woodburn, I think Janet Andrew Arthur is a phenomenal actress. And she can play the comedy, and she plays it very, very well. Like if you look at last year when she was coming back as one of the Merry Wives of Paul Robinson. Do you remember when they were in the beauty salon, and they all.
Oh yes.
Cut the crap, Lynn. You don't care about me. You're just here to stick it up him. You're a sad, angry woman.
I have to second that, actually, Lynn. You did try and ruin our wedding as well. You just hate Paul.
Of course I hate Paul, but so do you. At least I'm honest about it. Ladies, please, remember why we're here. It's about Therese.
Yes, and I have spent my life dedicated to helping women, and what have you done apart from saddle them with terrible haircuts?
Oh, my God. Can you hear yourself? I'm so innocent and
Why are
sweet.
you so
Oh,
horrible?
of course I hate
What has
Paul,
happened
but at
to
least
you
I'm
to
not
make
lying
you so
about it.
miserable?
Why won't you admit that?
I can't believe I'm listening to this childishness.
I mean, that was hilarious. And Janet Andrew Arthur just brings it to the table. But then she also brings that like raw emotion when Lynn finds out that Valda is her mum and not her auntie. And she was pregnant with Oscar at the same time, wasn't she? So there was just all these like fabulous moments going on. And sometimes they were so small, but she nailed it every time.
But your mum must have been pregnant then, because you came along not long after, right? Mm. But then again, you didn't show till really late with Jack, did you?
That's Mum and Dad.
Oh, nice couple. But boy, did they give me the runaround.
Oh, where's Valda? We haven't seen her yet.
Oh, no, and Valda, she'll be behind the camera issuing orders.
Oh, there she is. Oh, look.
Yeah, she was a big girl then too, wasn't she?
Ah, Joe, she's pregnant.
She is pregnant, huh?
It was iconic.
Yeah, she is. She is an icon.
She is an icon.
And a fashion icon.
I know. Well, I've worn this shirt today. It's quite Scully.
You need to boof up your shoulders a bit, and then you
don't know. I
see
see
hair.
You've come as Carl Kennedy as well.
Country practice doctor.
You've had Steph Scully, the cancer story. That storyline was incredible, and I felt like Carla Bonner really embraced it and told it with real heart, and especially because they were going through the trying for a child, so it kind of like ticked a few beats along the way. The mental health storyline she's done, and the bisexuality storyline, which, considering up until a few years ago, Neighbours had never even had a gay character, well, part of an LGBTQ family, you know, up until Chris Pappas.
There was a teacher, yeah, he got egged, didn't he? And there was a builder that Debbie Martin had a crush on.
Debbie Martin, that was the one, yeah, that's what I was thinking of. And the whole story with her mental health. Do you remember when she kidnapped baby Patrick, Lucas and Vanessa's baby?
We can go anywhere.
Can I have a cuddle of my little boy, please?
He's mine. Adam's mine.
Yeah, I know he is. Well, he's both of ours, right?
Yeah. We're meant to be together. You, me, Adam and Charlie. We're meant to be together. We're a family.
Potentially that could have been the end of the road for the character, but somehow they managed to redeem her, and I'm so glad they did, because Steph is a classic Neighbours heritage character.
Yeah. Fingers crossed for a return.
Yeah. Come back, Steph!
We love you! And the same goes for the Kennedy kids here. Billy, Libby, Mal. Oh, here you've got the Kennedys when they first arrived on the street.
Uh-huh.
How old do you think Alan Fletcher and Jackie Woodburn were in 1994?
Like early 40s?
No. Alan Fletcher, I think, was around 37.
Oh!
Jackie Woodburn was 38.
Shut the front door, that's my age!
Which absolutely blows my mind.
Well, I'm about to blow it even more, because Joe Scully,
yeah,
he was 40 there.
40?
40. How old are you, Ben?
Right at this very moment in time, I am 40. Where are your three kids? Here in your house in the suburbs.
I slipped them some milk and forgot about them. It's fine. Yeah, notice how you never mentioned that story, Ben.
I personally love that story. A strength of the Kennedys is heartthrobs. Mal and Billy. You've only got Jack to play.
I know, but Jack
Disgusting!
Actually, can we, if we're talking about Jack, can we also discuss Delta Goodrem? Where would Delta Goodrem be without Queen Lynn?
What's Lynn Scully got to do with it?
Well, Born to Try is certainly Lynn Scully's signature tune, isn't it? Delta wrote that for Lynn Scully.
I was born to try. I learned to love and be understanding and believe in life.
Oh, now you say it. Yeah, it's obvious.
Do you know what? You can sit in the corner, strumming away, no, knowing with B.
Here in the Kennedy camp, we've got Free as a River.
Well, that describes Carl as well, doesn't it?
Free, yeah. Free and easy like a river, yeah. Another strength of the Kennedys is the additional characters it's provided for the show. Darcy, Ellie, we've got B, we've got her sisters Carmel, Liz.
How is she quiet? Oh, dreadful. You know what she went through in that container? I have just lived it.
She is just amazing.
I mean, she's good. She's no Valda, but...
Ho, ho, ho.
Oh, you're here!
Give us a hug.
Ooh, okay.
But actually, what's interesting about the Kennedy sisters, the three of them, the trio, is that they all arrived in Prison Cell Block H at the same time together.
And I think without the Kennedys, we wouldn't still have Toadie Rebecca. When Angie and Stoney left, Toadie moved in with the Kennedys, and that was the making of that character.
Well, hang on a minute. If we're talking peripheral characters, Valda and Max Hoyland.
Yeah.
We got Boyd and Summer Hoyland, Mark 1 and 2. And can we discuss, if we have Max Hoyland, who else do we have?
Izzy.
You know, I really shouldn't be here. It's past 2 o'clock.
I know.
Then again, who are we really hurting?
No.
Yeah, there's been a lot. This is the thing, at least with my lot, they're a bit more wholesome than the Kennedys.
I remember when Lynn was seeing a younger man and he was married. And she got a massive slap round the face for it in the hair salon.
Well, it's been a real insight finding out all about you, Lynn Scully. And I have something to offer you.
Susan Kiss Lou. Susan did not go in for a smooch with Lou Carpenter. Oh, she would. She's a 31, that her in that blue box.
Well, you know, she's got form. Priests, she seduced a priest and got him to leave the priesthood, didn't she?
Carl's had it away with that many people. Joe Scully didn't. He was wholesome. I know he did run off and leave her, but anyway. So there you go, guys. What do you think?
I think we've presented some very strong cases for the Kennedys and for the Scullys.
I think I've done a better job than Toadfish Rebecca. I think I'm more Rosie Caminetti.
I think I'm probably a bit more Sam Fitzgerald. Kind of just sits around, does nothing, and then tries to wing it at the last minute.
Objection. Calls for conclusion.
So, you know how it goes, guys. We've presented our love for the Kennedys or the Scullys. It's over to you.
Comment below. We'll probably run a poll on Twitter as well, so vote on Twitter.
If you want to subscribe as well while you're, commenting below, doesn't harm.
Click on the button down there or there.
Yeah, down.
And we'll reveal the results in a week's time. So this time you decide who is the biggest neighbour.
So we'll be back in 2 weeks' time with another exciting episode of
Neighbours.
Bye for now.